You may be reading the title and saying to yourself, this dude is off his rocker. He doesn't know ball. He is a fraud. And I gotta say to that by saying this is the most logical thing that the Chicago Bears could do and rid of themselves of that title of that they can't draft a quarterback and develop him. What's up, guys? Welcome back to So Back Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And today I'm going to talk about why potentially bringing in Russell Wilson from the Denver Broncos, who was recently released, and paying him the vet minimum and allowing Caleb Williams to sit for a while. And this is the logical way, I would say, to go about it, because A, we haven't had a good opportunity to develop quarterbacks. That's been, redundant, really been said a lot by the media. And it's important that we combat this by allowing our rookies to really understand the gravity that is the NFL and learn from a quarterback that has that experience. I'm not saying Russ is the best option, but in terms of options that are available for very cheap, he is pretty much going to be a cheap option because A, the dead cap that the Broncos are going to be paying is enough support for us to only offer him the veteran minimum. And this will allow Caleb Williams to really understand and, get a sense of what the NFL is like, and while not potentially ruining him and creating new bad habits that probably exist still from USC, and we don't want that to translate to the NFL. And having Russell Wilson there, who is already experienced, who can probably run the offense pretty well. And the thing is, you also have Eberflus as your head coach. Keep in mind that. And then you have Shane Waldron, who Russell Wilson's actually really familiar with. And you have a lot of the staff that you can use for Russell Wilson's benefit. We can still potentially win games with Russ, and we have a solid defense too. Is it going to be the most glamorous option? Because listen, Russell Wilson, we've seen what he's like. We've seen how he handles himself in the locker room and how he's kind of very corny. He's not, the most insanely great locker room person, but he's still one of the most professional athletes out there. He won't really necessarily rub people the wrong way. I mean, maybe in a sense where if you give him his own cubicle, obviously you're going to do that, but if you keep him grounded, if you hold him accountable, this is a good entry option for the Chicago Bears, because let's face it, we want to start developing a quarterback to be what we hope to be Super Bowl contending, and we want to do that by starting with someone that already has that experience of winning a Super Bowl back in the day, and allowing Caleb to learn from him as well. Because I feel like the most important thing is that given now that we have an experienced staff, and we could have a veteran quarterback that could teach and tutor and mentor the young widely renowned number 1 overall pick. It's important that he gets this experience if we do end up drafting Caleb Williams, and it's just going to be really good. And in terms of salary, it's not going to be a huge hit, and it's you can still pay the vet minimum, you can play Caleb on his rookie contract, and you can still build a team around them as well. So I think personally, and the thing is, Ryan Poles as well was from the Chiefs before coming to the Chicago Bears. He knows and he has experience with that, with Patrick Mahomes, and how Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith and learned behind Alex Smith for that year before actually making his start. And why can't we do that? Why is it that we have to immediately throw our quarterbacks that we get number 1 overall into the fire that is the Chicago Bears offense and expect them to be good? And then what's going to happen? They're going to be average or even below average for 3 years, and then we move off to another. This has to, listen, I always said this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And if we continue that definition of insanity by starting Caleb Williams immediately and, you know, expecting him to win us games all the time, like, and if not allowing mistakes really, like, then what's the point? I think that we need to try something new and allow him to really learn, really like assimilate into the NFL. And I think this is the best round. Maybe whether it's Russ or another quarterback, who knows? I think that Russ is a better option, and it's a cheaper option too. Like he had a good season last season. I don't understand. Like, yes, obviously there were a lot of moments that weren't good. That's for sure. But you can put it to Sean Payton's offense. You can put it to, you know, the offense not really clicking as well as should have. But you have DJ Moore. You have a bunch of good wide receivers. You have Cole Kmet, who's a solid tight end. And you have a good developing offensive line. And you will have a wide receiver rookie. And you'll have a decent amount of weapons. So I just say, why not? I mean, it may sound crazy, but if it works, guess what will happen? We'll have our franchise quarterback. And Russ is the transitional piece to that. And remember back in 2021 we wanted Russ? I feel like this is the better version of what we could have gotten back then, because we were going to get him for cheaper, and it will help us develop a quarterback as a backup option. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know this is completely like out of left field, but you know, I think this is a pretty solid option. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, whether we should probably just start Caleb first, or whether we should find another quarterback to consider. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.